Peter from Skating Magic, and
my name is Buji.
And we are happy skaters, aren't we, Buji?
Yeah, we are.
We are happy skaters. We love inline skating, and we are here to demonstrate to you 5 stopping techniques on inline skates. Welcome. I'll tell you something. Skating is happiness. If you want to be happy, you want to get into skating. We are happy skaters, aren't we?
Yeah, sure.
We are happy skaters. You want to join our community. If you want to be happy in this life, you want to join our community. Please subscribe so that you won't miss out on any of our future videos.
5 stopping techniques on rollerblades for beginners. 1. Stop on rollerblades using the heel brake. Stretch your hands out to the front to maintain your balance while bending your knees. Then, push the right skate forward, the one with the brake, while lifting the toe and lowering the heel to the ground. Apply a reasonable amount of pressure on the heel while dragging it on the ground to generate friction. The friction between the brake and the riding surface will eventually bring you to a nice, smooth stop. This braking technique works best for low to moderately fast speeds. We don't recommend the method for doing emergency stops at high speeds. Avoid bending too far forward or starting straight up. 2. The drag stop, aka the T-stop. Like the heel brake technique, the T-stop relies on surface friction to cause the skates to come to a stop. It's one of the most effective slowing and stopping strategies we know of, but you'll definitely go through wheels sooner. Mastering this technique requires a certain level of balancing skills. I struggled quite a bit before I could get to the level of smoothness you're seeing now. As you practice this stop, you may drift off to the side of the road or street some of the time. You may also find yourself turning around 360 degrees. Be ready to make the necessary body adjustments to recover any lost balance. Here is how to do the drag stop. First off, make sure you can glide on one foot for a reasonable duration without losing balance. You should be able to do the 1-foot glide on either foot. Start skating forward. When ready to stop, assume the proper T-stop stance. The proper posture here is to have the foot you wish to drag positioned at least 1 foot behind the leading foot. Your head and shoulders should face forward, and the foot behind should face 80 to 90 degrees to the side. Honestly, we don't know why they call it the T-stop. The letter formed between the front and back foot is L and not T. You want to have most of your weight distributed over the gliding foot, the foot pointing forward. But as you get better at doing the drag stop, start shifting some of your weight over the dragging foot, as doing that can help you stop even faster. To build confidence fast, don't go too fast. Increase the speed progressively until you get the drag stop down to a fine art. A safety tip when doing the T-stop: the L shape helps you avoid tripping and falling over. So make sure that the foot you are dragging isn't right behind the other one. This foot should stay a little to the side in an L shape. If you place the dragging foot right behind your gliding one, you likely trip on your skate and fall over. 3. Stop on inline skates using the plow stop. If you ice skate or ski, you likely find this stopping method pretty easy. When executing the basic plow stop, you start with your shoulders, hips, and knees in good alignment. Meanwhile, your knees stay a little bent out and springy. With this stance, you create some sort of stability rectangle that minimizes the odds of falling over. Start pushing both inline skates outward. Don't make your skates glide out in a straight line. Instead, have them follow an arc-like trajectory. At the farthest point on the arc, start pushing your heels out gently. This anchor motion compels your toes to begin moving inward toward each other. In the end, the skates almost converge at the toe and you stop. Your knees need to come together as your skates roll in, but make sure they don't get too close as to touch each other. Also, don't allow your skates to move outward too wide or you lose stability and slam your noggin onto the ground. Whether you're trying to stop on rollerblades, roller skates, or ice skates, the mechanics of the plow stop remains the same. The plow stop is so effective that roller derby participants use it a lot to provide resistance while playing. In our opinion, the plow stop is the easiest and the most beginner-friendly skate stopping trick ever invented. 4. Do the power stop to stop on rollerblades. The power stop is one of the best ways to stop on inline skates. It may take quite a few tries to get down, but it's not too hard. Once you understand how the weight shifts and how the skates move on the ground, you're good to go. Start gliding forward. As you approach the start of the stop, get into the scissor position. The foot you'll pivot on should be in front of the other one. Shift most of your weight to the inner foot while rotating with the upper body and lowering the outer shoulder into the turn. To rotate into the stop, swing the arm that corresponds to the outer foot forwards. The inner foot makes a smaller arc than the outer one, and your rotation stance shouldn't be wider than your shoulder width. Both feet travel along two parallel arcs. At roughly 90 degrees from the start of the rotation, swing both arms outwards to counter the rotation, and this motion will stop you instantly. Some people say that the power stop isn't the most consistent or reliable stopping technique on inline skates. However, experienced rollerbladers use it successfully all the time, even in emergency situations. A fun tip to know: the power stop can be scary to people out on the street. People are gonna think you're falling over, but then you'll stop abruptly. Not a big deal, but something to keep in mind. 5. The power slide. Not easy for beginners. The power slide is basically a slide that you control all the way to a stop. Honestly, though, the power slide isn't the easiest stopping technique for beginner rollerbladers. But just as it is with everything else, consistent, determined practice eventually results in sweet success. This stopping strategy consists of two parts, namely transitioning to backward rollerblading and then sliding to a nice, clean, safe stop. Here is how to power slide on inline skates. Start the process by gliding forwards. Once you build up some speed and are ready to stop, turn your body and feet about 180 degrees. You end up facing the direction we are coming from. Your body and feet shouldn't turn at the same time. Instead, turn your trunk first, starting with the left shoulder and then the right one. Next, lift and turn your left foot. Finally, lift and turn the right foot while also turning your head to face the new direction you're moving in. This may sound simple, but the power slide is arguably the most difficult inline skate stopping technique. Many bladers struggle with this method for years before perfecting it, and some fail to master it even after several years. There's no mastering this super powerful stopping trick if you have not learned how to transition to backward inline skating. Weight distribution for power slide. Initially, your weight stays evenly distributed for both feet. But as you begin to turn the left shoulder and lift the left leg, the weight gets transferred to the right foot. And as you lift your right foot, your weight shifts over to the left one and finally distributes equally once you plant the right foot on the ground. To complete your power slide, put out the right foot about 2 feet from the left one and turn it about 90 degrees. Be careful here, because if the distance between the weight supporting foot and the sliding foot is too short, you'll likely trip and fall. Bend your ankle a little so that the skate sits at an angle of 45 degrees or less to your direction of motion. Then, slide to a complete stop.
Did you like our video on how to stop on inline skates? We just taught you 5 techniques on stopping on rollerblades. I mean, Buji did much of the work, but we are doing it as a team. We are here together and we are happy. Now we are inviting you to subscribe to our channel if you have not done so already. Please subscribe.